Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachavine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It's a very nice day to have Krishna Katha and Krishna Kirtan. It's a warm sunny day. Even when it's not warm and sunny, it's nice to have Krishna Katha and Krishna Kirtan. Whether it's winter, summer, because here you have only two. So whether it's winter or summer, whatever be the season, in happiness or in distress, in pain or pleasure, in whatever the external circumstances, the functions of the soul must not be neglected. This is the ultimate duty. In this world, people are rightly so concerned about duties. And if we are not dutiful, then there is disturbance in society. So someone is in a family situation, so then he or she has to be responsible to discharge the duties of the family. Someone's working in a job, then that person also has to be dutiful in discharging his or her responsibilities at work. Whether it's a student or a businessman or anyone, even a common citizen has to be dutiful. We have to follow the rules and regulations, the laws. And if people are not dutiful, then that creates a disturbance, it causes havoc. Generally, people can think about duty in terms of the body and our bodily situation. And we give a lot of emphasis to that. However, we do not give any emphasis to the most important duty we have in life. And this duty is one which continues on life after life. Our material duties change, not just life to life, but they change moment to moment sometimes. So the world is ever changing, and the duties that go with it are also ever changing. When we are children in school, we have one kind of duty. We get into college, we have another kind of duty. When we are working, we have another kind of duty, set of duties. When you get married and have children, then you have another set of duties. So in this way, we all have a variety of duties in life. And when the topic of Krishna consciousness comes up, people usually say, well, I have so many duties to perform, and therefore I do not have time. I'm very busy with performing all these different duties. Important as these other duties are, and as important as it is for us to discharge them very nicely, the fact remains that they are ever changing. Circumstances change, we change our job, our duty changes. You move in from unmarried life to married life, duties change. You were not a devotee, you become a devotee, now your duties change. Now when you become a devotee of Lord Krishna, you accept the ultimate duty of all, the permanent duty. Duty that does not change with time, place, person, and circumstances. This is the ultimate duty. Why is that, and how is that possible? Because it is concerned with the soul. The soul is eternal. The body is temporary. So everything connected to the body, including the duties, are also temporary. Whereas the duty connected with the soul is eternal because the soul is eternal. So when we speak of these duties in general, we call it dharma. Now the word dharma is a very loaded word. It has many meanings in different contexts. But in general, one can say dharma means the kind of duties and obligations we have at any given point in time, in a given situation. So these dharmas are always changing. They don't last for long, they don't last forever. Our dharma as a student is over once we have passed out of school and college. When we were children, we had one kind of dharma. When your children are grown up and independent, your dharmas are a little different. So these dharmas change. But there is one dharma that is pertaining to the soul that doesn't change ever, and that is called Sanatana Dharma. The word Sanatan means eternal, that which never changes. So the Sanatana Dharma is our ultimate duty because it is our permanent duty. It is our most important duty. And what has happened? Life after life, for millions and trillions of lives, we have neglected this most important duty because we are busy with discharging our material duties. As I mentioned earlier, undoubtedly, it is important for us to discharge our material duties properly also, but not necessarily always at the cost of our eternal, permanent, and most important duty. And this is generally the mistake that most people make, either with knowledge or without knowledge. So Sanatana Dharma is also called Jaiva Dharma. Jaiva because it relates to the jiva or the soul. It's also called Krishna consciousness. It's also called Bhagavat Dharma. Dharma that pertains to Bhagavan or God. That dharma by which we can obtain love for God. That is the ultimate dharma. And this is the whole message of the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. He says, my dear Arjuna, abandon all varieties of dharma and simply surrender unto me. I will protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. In other words, Krishna is asking Arjuna to abandon all the inferior varieties of dharma and to take to the highest dharma, which is Krishna consciousness. Of course, that doesn't mean that if somebody is in family life and if he or she takes to Krishna consciousness, then they will have to give up their family. That's not the case. When Krishna speaks of giving up all of the dharmas, he is essentially speaking about how we should give up the mentality that goes with considering ourselves to be this body. And we surrender to Krishna. So this process of surrendering to Krishna and following his instructions is called Krishna consciousness. To be conscious of Krishna with love. So the Sanatana Dharma that we have is a process of removing the rust from our heart. You know, when there are iron filings, they automatically get attracted to a magnet. But if the iron filings get rusted, then they do not get attracted to the magnet. But if you file the iron filings, little pieces of iron, rub off the rust, then again their capacity to be attracted to the magnet will be there. So the capacity of that iron piece to be attracted to the magnet has not disappeared because of the rust. It has only got covered. Once you remove the rust by some process, then the natural condition of the iron piece is revealed, and the iron automatically gets attracted to the magnet. So similarly, as a soul, our natural condition is to be attracted to Lord Krishna, who is our origin, who is our source. And we have a natural and constitutional relationship of love with Krishna. But however, we are now rusty. So in this position of rust, we are not able to be attracted to Krishna. Krishna is the all-attractive person, the all-attractive Godhead. The fact that we are not attracted to Krishna itself is quite a remarkable thing. And that is because the rust is so heavy. The rust is forgetfulness of Lord Krishna. Because of being so attracted to this world, and sometimes being attracted too much to the temporary dharmas of this world and neglecting our eternal dharma. So finally, when we are fortunate enough to contact a bona fide spiritual master, then we get the understanding. Today, as Krishna Kirtan Prabhu announced, is Guru Purnima. It is the day of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva is also offered respect on this day. Vyasadeva, as you know, is the compiler of the Vedas. He is the editor of the Vedas. And he is the great saintly person because of whom we have all the scriptures available today. If it wasn't for him, the spiritual knowledge would not have been available. It is because great saints like Vyasadeva have come and given us this knowledge that we have access to understanding the Sanatana Dharma. Generally, people have a very materialistic conception of Dharma. And it is these materialistic conceptions of Dharma that Lord Krishna is asking us to reject when he says, give up all varieties of religion, sarva dharman parityajya. And the materialistic conception of religion is that I want to get something from Krishna in return for my worship. I want some material enjoyment. I want some position. I want some name and fame. I want wealth. So this is materialistically inspired religion. So I am using religion as a vehicle for some material purposes. So it is this kind of religion that Lord Krishna wants us to reject. The Srimad Bhagavatam says this is cheating religion, because this cheats us of the ultimate glory of the soul, the ultimate perfection of our life, which is to get that state of pure love and eternal happiness for which we're always hankering. Now, in forgetfulness of Krishna, we come under ignorance, and we do not realize who Krishna is. We don't realize who we are, and therefore we suffer in the cycle of birth and death again and again. Champaklata Mataji, Priya Mataji asked me to speak also something about karma and reincarnation. And then I saw so many devotees here who are all expert in the subject. All of you are well versed in all these topics. But nevertheless, it's always nice to hear a few things, even if it is about karma and reincarnation. So in forgetfulness of Krishna, what we do is perform activities for our own enjoyment, with no connection to Lord Krishna. And such activity is called karma. An activity that is pious, that yields material happiness, activities that are in normal terms called noble, that is karma, pious karma. When our karma is such that it causes violation of certain laws of the scriptures, certain moral and ethical codes, then that is called a sinful activity. It's called a sin. So there is punya and there is pap. Punya is pious activity and pap is sinful activity. So we generally perform both these activities. Sometimes we do punya, sometimes we do pap. Sometimes we do it knowingly, sometimes we do it unknowingly, because we don't know. For example, when you're traveling on the road, you're in a hurry. So sometimes you knowingly jump a red light. And sometimes you cross the speed limit unknowingly. You didn't know. You didn't see it. It was unknowing. But either way, you get the ticket. Yes? So similarly, whether you perform sinful activity knowingly or unknowingly, you still get the reaction. This is how karma works. And generally, religious or spiritual activity is confused with charitable activity, which is punya. Helping the poor, feeding the hungry, healing the sick, planting trees, digging wells for people, protecting animals. So all of this falls in the category of pious activity. Noble as these activities are, they are still going to give us material reactions. Those material reactions may be producing some pleasure for us. They may give us material pleasure, material happiness for some time. But when we enjoy it, then it's all gone. That account is settled. Then we have sinful activity that is going to produce suffering in our life. So when we suffer because of that distress, that sinful reaction, the process of suffering eliminates that or destroys that sinful activity now. So you've made up for it. Let me illustrate this with some simple examples. Suppose there's a criminal. He performs a crime and he's sentenced to 2 years in jail. So he goes to jail for 2 years and he has to suffer in the jail. His freedom is restricted. He has to live in the company of terrible people. The atmosphere is not good at all. Extremely frustrating. Full of sorrow. But once he finishes the 2 years, so he is now neutralized his crime. He can't be punished for the same crime again. Yes? Any lawyers here? So it's an established principle in law that you can't be punished twice for the same crime. So he comes out, now he's free. So whatever crime he committed has been neutralized by the suffering that he underwent in the imprisonment. He served out the sentence, now he's back to square one. Now he starts a fresh life. Imagine another person who works very hard and earns a lot of money and decides, now I want to enjoy myself for 6 months. So I will go to Hawaii and the Bahamas and I will go here and there and enjoy life. So he's made a lot of money. So he takes all his money with him and goes to these places for vacation. And he stays in the topmost hotels and spends a lot of money very lavishly. And within a few months, He's broke. He's finished all his money. Now when he finishes his money and he doesn't have any more left, then what does he do? He has to come back and start working again. So long as he had that money, he was able to enjoy life, enjoy material happiness, whatever happiness there is. But once that stock of money got exhausted, which he had accumulated by hard work, once the money finishes, then he has to come back. Then he's back to square one. So you see, we accumulate credits or debits in our life, and then we enjoy or suffer the reactions of those actions. And when that suffering or enjoyment is over, we're back to square one. And in this way, imagine that we are performing, this is only for one set of actions. We are performing hundreds and thousands of actions all our life. And when we keep on working and keep on acting like this, then we generate reactions that will come to us sometime in the future. Depending on whether those actions have been pious or sinful, we will get material happiness and success, or we will get material distress and failure. So because we commit a mixture of both these kinds of activities, so we get both suffering as well as some pleasure in life. We are all accustomed to that. Generally, however, the principle of the material world is that there is more suffering than distress. When you have a football competition, let's say in a World Cup, right? How many teams participate? I hope you don't know, but roughly 10, 20?
22.
Okay, let's say 20 teams, right? For argument's sake. Now 20 teams have qualified for the World Cup. There may have been another 100 or 200 or whatever number of teams that aspired to be there but were knocked out. So they were not eligible. So there's so much disappointment in all these other countries. Our team could not make it to the World Cup. So there you have the majority of the countries in distress. Yes? Now these 20 teams come. And they really struggle and struggle and struggle. And eventually to the semi-finals, only 4 make it. And then the other 16, there is devastation at home in their countries. Yes, they are sad like anything. People commit suicide, people do all sorts of things. And then there's 4 left. And finally, when the finals comes, only 2 teams. So now the other 2 teams are in terrible sorrow. They cry, they do all sorts of things. Yes? Nations come to a standstill in sorrow. People sobbing like children on the streets. People committing suicide. So much suffering all over the world. And after the finals, only 1 team makes it. So 1 team is euphoric. They are jumping and dancing all night long and doing everything else that I won't mention here. And the other team that lost is down in the dumps. For them, it's like the end of life, the end of the world. So out of 150 countries, or whatever number of, I don't know how many countries there are, but whatever the number of countries, at least 100, 1 country makes it for now. So 90% or 99% of all the others are unhappy. Just 1% is happy. And even they won't be happy for long, because when the next time comes, they'll be knocked out and then they are sad again. So this is the nature of karma and the nature of material happiness and distress. It goes up and down, up and down. Sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain. Mostly pain, sometimes pleasure. So you can see there is more pain than pleasure, because the maximum number of people are in pain for the maximum amount of time. And a very small few are happy for a very short time. And this is called bliss or ecstasy or happiness in material life. So the ways of karma can never really guarantee us happiness, because they will bring this duality of our life, happiness and distress. And because we perform hundreds of thousands of activities, the reactions get intertwined in such a way that it becomes extremely complex and very hard for us to understand what the cause of our suffering or happiness is. We all experience happiness and suffering in life, and we may not always know the cause of it. Even though we may not be able to identify the cause, but surely we realize that there is a cause. The cause is unknown, but it exists. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have had this happiness or this suffering. So this cause, and there are hundreds of causes in the past performed in so many lives in the past, so we don't know. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Gahana karmano gatihi, that the ways of karma in this world are extremely hard to understand. We cannot figure out why we are suffering, for what specific reason we are suffering today. We have a certain kind of an ailment or an illness or some loss or some pain, whatever may be the sorrow or even the pleasure for that matter. And usually this goes by the name of luck. Because of luck, this team won. It was bad luck. He, struck the ball with his foot and it went into the goal. So there was talent, yes, but ultimately we all know there is this element called luck. What is that luck? That luck is nothing but our karma coming back to us in some way. Good luck, bad luck. That's how it is. So who knows what is what in this world? So the ways of karma cannot determine. We cannot understand the ways of karma. It reminds me of a story. One time there was a village, and the king of the country was going to war with another country which had attacked that kingdom. So the king sent out a message to all the able-bodied men in the kingdom that you have to enlist in the army and you have to fight the enemy. So naturally the king's soldiers came recruiting new people in every village, and there was a particular village in which most of the young men, they were recruited. So this was going on. Now before that, what happened is that there was this old man in that village, and one day a horse, a wild horse, came into his farm on his own. And as you know, horses are very valuable, and in those days that was the main means of travel and transport. So this horse came of its own accord, and this old man was very happy. Now he was wealthy with this horse. So everybody came to him and said, well, what good luck? So he said, well, good luck, bad luck, who knows? So, the people were thinking, what a strange man he is. What does he mean, good luck, bad luck, who knows? You got a brand new young horse for which we have to pay such a large amount of money. And this horse has come to you and you say, good luck, bad luck, who knows? It's good luck, of course. But he said, no, good luck, bad luck, who knows? So anyway, the other villagers went back thinking, this is a crazy old man. So anyway, his son, who was a young man, was riding this horse one time. And the horse somehow threw the son, the old man's son, off his back. And the young man landed on the ground and broke a leg. So when he broke a leg, all the villagers came around to offer their respect, their condolences, and to offer their support. They said, such bad luck. that your son broke his leg? And the old man said, good luck, bad luck, who knows? So everyone was thinking, what on earth is he saying? Good luck, bad luck, who knows? His son has broken a leg, isn't that bad luck? But he thinks it is good luck, bad luck, who knows? Anyway, they said this old man is an eccentric. So they went away. And then that was the time when the war was declared on that kingdom. And the king's soldiers came to recruit soldiers in that village as they were doing in other villages. And all the other young men in the village had to go away to the front, to the borders of the kingdom to fight. Only this man was spared because his leg was broken. So everybody came to him, to the old man, and said, oh, your son broke his leg. What good luck. So good luck, bad luck, who knows, he said. That's actually the way. He was a wise man. We can't understand the ways of karma. It is inscrutable. So also things happen in our life, good luck, bad luck. This is all karma, coming, going, coming, going. So we shouldn't be much bothered about the good luck, bad luck of this world. Someone wins a lottery, oh, you got good luck. But there was a situation, it's happened quite often. In America, there was a man who earned a multi-million-dollar lottery. So everyone said, good luck, good luck. Good luck, I have good news for you. You won this lottery. When he heard it, he got a heart attack and he died. So was winning the lottery good luck or bad luck for him? So good luck, bad luck, good luck, bad luck, it goes on. So ultimately we don't worry so much about this. Because we know that these things are ever changing all the time. Something is positive, something is negative. In the material world, nothing can be trusted to sustain. One time, there was a king, and he went out on a hunting expedition with some of his ministers. And it so happened that the king got lost. He went ahead because they were on horseback, so they were riding very fast, and somehow in the forest, they lost the way. They got separated from the other ministers and the soldiers. So the king was only with one minister, the two of them alone went there. And actually the king, I think he was alone, he got lost. So he was captured by some dacoits. Now these dacoits, they wanted to perform a sacrifice for goddess Kali. And they believed in sacrificing some human beings for that. So they got this king, and the king said, I'm the king. So we don't care. We are living in the forest. For us, you're the same. So we are going to offer you to goddess Kali in sacrifice.